You know that feeling when you wish you could just show an AI the exact image that's in your head, instead of wrestling with words to describe it? Well, today we're going to look at a new tool from Google called Whisk that does pretty much exactly that. It's all about putting visuals first in AI creation. I mean, we've all been there, right? You've got this incredible, vivid picture in your mind, but trying to translate that into the perfect text prompt for an AI, it can feel almost impossible. You're typing, deleting, rephrasing, and the result, it's not quite there. So, what if you could just skip all that wordsmithing completely? Imagine taking that image from your head, or, hey, even just from your camera roll, and simply showing the AI what you want. That's the big idea we're going to dive into today. Okay, so how does this actually work in the real world? We're about to jump into a new tool from Google Labs called Whisk, and believe me, it's designed to totally change how we think about creating with AI. So what is it? Well, Whisk is a free experimental tool that completely flips the script on image generation. Instead of starting with an empty text box, you start with images. You provide the visual ingredients, and Whisk, it's kind of like your creative chef. And you definitely don't need to be a prompt engineer, one of those people who's a wizard at writing super complex text commands for AI. Nope. Whisk is built for everyone, from a pro designer looking for a new brainstorming tool to just someone who wants to make a cool profile picture without any of the headache. All right, let's see how this thing actually works. Instead of writing a command, I want you to think of it more like you're creating a visual recipe. It's really intuitive, it's fun, and it's incredibly fast. The whole process is just brilliantly simple. First, you start by adding your subject. That's the star of your image. Then you place it in a scene, which is basically the background. After that, you sprinkle in a style to define the artistic look. Whether you want watercolor or cartoon or maybe something neon. And finally, you just hit generate and see what the AI cooks up for you. Now, what's really powerful here is the flexibility. You don't have to provide all three of those things. You could start with just a subject and a style, or maybe even a single image. But, just like with a real recipe, the more ingredients you put in, the more specific and detailed your final image is going to be. And there's a lot more power under the hood, too. You can still add text for those finer details, you can easily swap out images to experiment, and you can even share your recipes with friends. And if you're ever feeling stuck, there's even a random inspiration button to spark some new ideas. But here's the thing. Creating that first image is really just the beginning. The real magic starts to happen when you refine and remix your creation to get it exactly how you want it. And here's a really cool feature. Behind your visual recipe, Whisk's AI is actually writing a descriptive text prompt. So after that first generation, you can go under the hood and edit that text directly. Want to change an object's color or take something out? Just type it in. This gives you the best of both worlds. You get visual simplicity and text-based precision. So what can you actually do with this? Honestly, the possibilities are endless. You could take a selfie, mix it with a comic book style, and boom, a unique avatar. Or imagine merging a photo of your dog with a picture of Paris in a watercolor style. Or, and I love this idea, you could take one of your kids' drawings and transform it into a professional-looking storybook illustration. How cool is that? All of this really brings us to a bigger question. Where does a tool like Whisk fit into this huge, rapidly growing world of AI image generators? I mean, what makes it different? Well, while a tool like Dolly is an absolute master at interpreting text, Whisk is really built for visual remixing. Its main input is images, right? Its style is guided by visual references, and its real strength is letting you quickly swap elements to experiment. It's way less about describing something from scratch and a whole lot more about blending what's already out there. And that leaves us with a pretty powerful thought. Maybe the next big leap in creative AI isn't just about getting better at understanding our words, but about giving us these intuitive tools to remix, combine, and just reimagine the endless sea of images that surrounds us every single day. And that's our look at Google Whisk. It's a really fascinating step toward a more visual, more intuitive way of creating with AI. It's moving us from just describing our world to actually actively remixing it. If you want to dive in deeper or maybe try it out for yourself, you can find more information over at craig.grabmycard.com. Thanks so much for tuning in.